Well, seeing that the year we're all in, I'm pretty sure all of us today have some kind of problem that we're walking through.
Fair enough.
Can we all say that?
Yes.
And I got an amen.
Amen.
So the question I will pose to you is, are you really serious about getting over your problem? You know, growing up, I kept hearing this phrase over and over. If at first you don't succeed, try and try again. And you know, I grew up adapting that to my life. And there were a lot of things that I went through that I didn't really succeed at first. But my mom kept saying, it's okay, try again. And I kept trying again, and yeah, fair enough, more or less, I got through whatever I needed to get through. So, I don't know about you, but I don't feel as though my parents adequately prepared me for what would happen if I tried and tried again, or I hoped and had faith again and again, and I failed again and again.
Come on, that's good.
So, you know, I had to learn this the hard way, guys. It wasn't until about 8 years ago when I unfortunately came down with a debilitating disease that left me in a wheelchair from one day to the next. From one day to the next, I was able to walk to not being able to move at all. I was in excruciating pain every single day, and the doctors, no one can figure out what was wrong with me. I had to undergo many tests and many treatments. I had to learn how to inject myself with a bunch of medication every single day. And, you know, this led to a lot of complications. My liver ended up getting intoxicated, and I had a lot of different side effects. So, you know, I felt as though I tried and tried again. Mm-hmm. You know, I tried different medical treatments, nothing worked. I tried alternative medicine, nothing worked. You know, I prayed, I fasted, I did all the things, and still I found myself in this situation. And I grew up knowing the Lord. I grew up, Jesus was my best friend. And so, you know, I had the faith. I was like, well, you know, the doctor told me, girl, you're gonna live with this for the rest of your life. I said, I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. That ain't gonna be my portion in life, sister. Come on. But, you know, I did this for days, and those days turned into weeks. Those weeks turned into months, and those months turned into years. And I would like to tell you that I am the strong Christian who's, you know, the joy of the Lord is my strength. And I was able to hold on to my faith all that time. But actually, no. I ended up going into deep, dark depression, and thus began the darkest era of my life. Now, I'm going to read for you a story if you want to turn to John 5. It's very similar to mine. It took me a while, but I eventually actually found my exact self in this story. You know, there was even one time that I fell out of my wheelchair when I tried to get up from bed to my wheelchair. I fell to the ground, and I wasn't able to get myself up. I was in so much pain. I just laid there. I felt so sorry for myself. I was like, wow, is this gonna be my life, my future? If this is it, then I don't want to go on. You know, until my mom eventually came and found me and put me back up. I had allowed my present reality to become my identity. So if we pick up in John 5, verse 1, it reads, later on, there was a Jewish festival feast, for which Jesus went up to Jerusalem. Now there is in Jerusalem a pool near the sheep gate. This pool in the Hebrew is called Bethesda, having 5 porches, or doorways, if you will. In these doorways lay a great number of sick folk, some blind, some crippled, some paralyzed and shriveled up, all waiting for the bubbling up of the water. For an angel of the Lord went down at appointed seasons into the pool and moved and stirred up the water. Whoever then first, after the stirring up of the water, stepped in was cured of whatever disease with which he was afflicted. So if you would picture like this miracle pool where this angel would come down once a year and stir the water up, and whoever was fast enough to run in that water first, they received their healing. Now, there was a certain man there who had suffered with a deep-seated, lingering disorder for 38 years. Maybe I'll just stop there and ask you guys, whatever problem you're facing right now, how long has it been? How long have you been going through that problem, or that issue, or that health situation? When Jesus noticed him lying there, helpless. Now, when I read that part, I thought about that day that I fell out of my wheelchair onto the ground, and my mom came and found me, and she was so full of compassion. She cried her eyes out like, my poor child. You know, you're going through this. I'm so sorry. Let me help you up. And then we have here Jesus, who is the epitome of compassion. He's our example of compassion. And it says when Jesus noticed him lying there helpless, knowing that he had already been a long time in that condition, he said to him, "Do you want to become well?" What kind of question is that? I'm lying there for 38 years asking me if I want to become well? Then it goes on to say, are you really in earnest about getting well? Question mark. Now what I feel Jesus is saying here is, you have been lying here for 38 years waiting for a miracle. Are you sure that you want to overcome your problems? And that's a question we have to ask ourselves right now. Are we sure that we actually want to overcome our problems? Are we willing to do whatever it takes to overcome our problems? Whatever Jesus tells us to do, are we willing to listen to his voice? Now here we get to the real root of this man's problems. He said, the invalid answered, "Sir, I have nobody when the waters move in to put me into the pool. But while I'm trying to come into it for myself, somebody else steps down and goes ahead of me." So this man is feeling sorry for himself. Just the same way I understand I felt sorry for myself too. He's saying here, I have nobody, Jesus, to help me. It's just me by myself. And everyone goes on ahead of me and gets into the pool. Poor me. And I mean, I would expect Jesus, Mr. Compassion, to say, well, I'm so sorry. Oh, let me help you get into the pool. Let me lift you up and put you in there. But then I read this and Jesus says to him, "Get up!" Exclamation mark, get up!
Yeah.
I say, Jesus. And I had to remind myself of my own situation. When Jesus told me, and I had my own moment when he told me to get up.
Yeah.
And that was about 3 years ago, when I did a prayer and fast and I was in my room feeling all sorry for myself. And the Lord came to me and he said, "Rashida, you have all these comforts. Your job is paying for your medical insurance right now. You're in this relationship with a guy who loves you, wants to marry you, willing to take care of you. You know, you have all your friends, your support system around you." And I wanted at the time to go study psychology and do my master's in counseling. And he said to me, "Are you serious about getting over your problems, Rashida?" I said, "Yes, Lord. I am ready. Heal me. Heal me, Jesus. Take me up and put me in that pool." And Jesus said to me, "I want you to leave everything you have behind, and I want you to go to Redding, California and attend Bethel." I say, "Jesus, nah." That ain't gonna work out for me. I am so sorry. But no, that doesn't make sense. And he asked me again, "Are you really serious about getting over your problems?" And I didn't see the connection between me coming here and getting over my problems. But I said, you know what? I will obey. And I'm pretty sure this guy didn't really see the connection of you telling me, I'm invalid, you telling me, get up, lift me up, man, and put me in the pool. That's what I need, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes it takes looking outside of our own situations or what we think we need and listening to the voice of Jesus to get our breakthrough. And so I ask you again, are you really serious about getting over your problems? Are you willing to do whatever it takes, whatever he says? He says that we're his sheep and we hear his voice. So it's not as simple to say, well, I've tried everything and I'm not getting a breakthrough right now. Because sometimes we're trying everything that we know to do. I tried everything. I tried every treatment. Everything I can think of on my own. No breakthrough. And I can honestly say, when I came here, I got more breakthrough than I could have ever imagined. Me even just being able to stand up here with not having taken medication for 3 years.
Come on.
Not needing insurance for my job, my security. Me feeling the wholeness and deliverance of coming into who I am as a daughter.
Come on.
I would have never gotten that if I hadn't listened to his voice. So today, I want to challenge you guys. I want you to close your eyes and visualize whatever it is, whatever problem, whatever sickness, whatever you're going through. Maybe it started this year, 2020, and maybe it's been a longer time. Visualize that thing and ask him, Jesus, what does it look like for me to get up? Now, he might answer you right now at this moment. He may have reminded you of something that he's told you before. Or it may be like me, where I took a whole month praying and fasting to get a response. But I can assure you he will respond and he will show you what you need to do to be able to get up. Pick up your stuff and walk. So God, I just thank you for everyone here in this room. Thank you for how much you love them. And I thank you that there's no problem too big that you can't handle, and that there's no breakthrough that you want to hide from us. Right now, I just release every breakthrough that I've gotten from all of my bondages to every person in this room. And I declare and I speak to all of you and I say, get up in Jesus' name. Get up. Thank you.